Welcome, 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 collectives. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. I want to welcome you guys back, no matter what time of day it is or what day you found this message. I am super grateful that you're here. Guys, 8:20 on the clock. Today is Thursday, July 10th of 2025. Definitely, if you are seeing any numbers associated with today's date, please do look the meanings up in the angel number meanings and gematria meanings in association with today's message. Okay, guys. Well, first, before I get into it, these downloads are wild. Big shout out to the subscribers of the channel, new, those who have been with me for a while, and those who are visiting the channel. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and just being a part of the collectives. Thank you for everything that you do, especially for those of you who are helping to raise the vibration on the planet at this time, which is something that we really, really need. Thank you so much for everything you do. If you have not subscribed, please like, share, subscribe, and definitely hit the all button so that way you don't miss a message. It could be your message, and we don't want you to miss a message. You can follow us over at TikTok, at Ora-gen _lightworker. We have one tier over there. You can subscribe for $5.99 and have exclusive content. You can ask for cards to be pulled on live readings, and you can be part of a close-knit community that is high vibrational. So there's a lot of opportunity to engage with others who are, focused on raising the vibration right over there on TikTok. Okay. Guys, I literally just woke up. I haven't even written this download down yet. I don't have a name for it. This was so wild. I was like, let me just jump on here and just share. This is another one of those downloads. I did one yesterday, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to post this. So if you're hearing this, that means I decided to post it. But I'm going to have to use a lot of code words because the nature of this download is it is not PG rated. I'll put it that way. So, wow. With that being said, 6:25. That was the number I saw on the clock when I awakened after this download. 6:25. This has to do with a ex-neighbor or a past neighbor who's investigating a case. Before I go into this, this reading is for entertainment purposes only. If you actually resonate with this, definitely do not post anything in the chat. Do not email me about it. Call the proper authorities for that one, okay? Like, if you actually resonate with this, I don't know what energy I picked up on, but it sounds like, I don't know. It sounds like a cold case or something. I don't know what this is. So, I picked up that someone has a neighbor or an ex-neighbor who's investigating a case. I could see that this person was sitting with a friend. I think somebody who has some sort of priors. They did not want to speak with the authorities about whatever was going on here with this situation. It was like a party gone wrong. Okay. And I'll get into that in a second. But there were official people that were speaking with the viewer or the person associated with the download and their friend. And their friend is somebody who has a previous history with the law, didn't want to talk with them, didn't want to have anything to do with the investigation. And so they separated the two of them. It looked like they were sitting outside and started offering them, I guess, like some sort of incentives to help them or to get involved. Now, I don't know how it is that the viewer knows about this. I'm guessing it's because maybe I don't know if they attended a portion of a party and then left before the party went in the opposite direction. Because evidently, the second half of the party they attended, some people ended up unalived. Something happened where things went south with the party. So they want to question this person about what was going on and their friend. So both the viewer and their friend agree that they're not going to talk with the authorities. But after separating them, the viewer finds out that the friend consented to work with the authorities on a limited basis. So they were kind of surprised about that. So they're like, okay, fine, I'll help. So for some reason, they take the viewer and put them in the car to return to the scene of the party. And the viewer warned the authorities because there's two investigators, two detectives or something like that. They're both masculines. I think they're both male. Like, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to give too many descriptions. So anyways, they returned to the scene of the party, and what I could see through the viewer's eyes was pizza boxes all over the place and some sort of blue powdery substance that was like powdery and also like caked all over the place and on these boxes. And then there were, evidently, I couldn't see it, but one of the detectives or investigators made a comment about how many people didn't make it. So it looked like there was a bunch of unalived people still in this room or this space where this party was. And it looked like they rented a space. It wasn't someone's home. It looked like they rented a space. So, and I'm going to backtrack here in a second on the part of the party that I saw the viewer attended. But the viewer was really shocked when they saw the scene, and so were the investigators or the detectives. I'm assuming this is who I was picking up on with the general part of the title of the reading, that somebody's ex-neighbor or somebody in someone's neighborhood was investigating a case. Okay. So this is interesting. I don't know if this is an ex of somebody's, because I picked up that this, one of the masculines, one of the investigators, was kind of interested, like romantically interested in the viewer, like because they had their arm around the viewer. The viewer could be a feminine energy or an actual woman or someone who identifies as a woman. From what I could see, it looked like two males and two females that were involved in this story. And one of them is who was the viewer, is who they put in the car and took back to the scene of the crime. So I don't know what happened there. There was a lot of non-moving people on the floor, evidently. And as I mentioned, pizza boxes and some sort of blue substance, like some sort of powder that was caked up everywhere. So I don't know if they took something or what. Now, this is where that scene ends, okay? Now, going backwards, before all this happened, I saw that the viewer was at a party. It looked like some place that you rent, or maybe a hotel with banquets or something. I don't know. Looked like something you rent to have an event. So that it's like this group took over a portion of the banquet center or something like that. And I'm noting again, this was not somebody's house. I didn't see a house. So I could tell that the viewer was uncomfortable about the party. They kind of wandered around for a minute and looked at different areas of the party. Some people evidently did not have clothings on. I don't know, guys. This was so weird. Ugh. Some people were sitting down on other individuals and did not have clothing on. I may have to put a rating on this reading. So this party was kind of wild, obviously, even the first half of it, but it got worse for the second half. The viewer did not intend to stay for the second half of the event. So evidently there were like games and things going on that you could get involved in, food being served, drinks. It was a big party. It was kind of a wild party. I don't know. There's probably a pool and stuff too. I didn't see a pool. I'm just assuming, based on the situation and people with swimsuits, some people not fully clothed, there might have been a pool. I don't know. Maybe not. But point being is the viewer, after being there for a while, decided that it was time to go. And so they left. When they were approached by the investigators, it was maybe the next day or later after that party had ended. I'm assuming the next day, because if they had rented something, somebody would have run into what happened there. Looks like a whole bunch of people got, were not okay, if you know what I'm saying. Like they weren't breathing. So somebody must have run into it, and that must be what triggered the investigation. So it's possible that the viewer knew one of the investigators already, either from having priors or somebody that lived in their neighborhood, but they really wanted this person involved in assisting them with this case. Okay. And the viewer was very uncomfortable coming anywhere near it due to the nature of it. And they knew something was off with that event, that party, because they left it early. But I think they were uncomfortable because they had been at that party. So that's all. I don't even feel comfortable sharing that much. That's all I'm going to share about the download. But once again, this is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is real. It's just a story. As I mentioned before, if you do resonate with any of this, do not post in the chat. And do not email me. You need to talk to someone else about that if this is your story. But definitely sending energetic support to whomever is dealing with this, if this is actually a thing that someone is dealing with. So guys, I'm going to stop there. I am going to pull a few cards just for entertainment purposes. I'm not going to stay in the energy long because it is pretty intense. Today's download and yesterday's download both were very intense. And I have not released either of them yet. So these are both kind of coming out at the same time. So whichever one you see first, definitely check the other download out. Okay. So let's go to a second half of the video, and I'm going to pull some cards on this energy, and we'll see what's going on with this message. Okay, guys, welcome back to the second half of the reading. We are going to pull some energy here to understand a little bit more about what came up in the download and like what is going on with the players that are involved in this situation with this investigation and the energies associated with those who like went back to the scene of what happened at this event, party, whatever. So I went on ahead and did a pre-pull, and I did like a 3-card pre-pull here just to get an idea of what is coming up in the energy. So this is from the Clarifying Life Situation deck. We had the Peaks Reached card, we had the Clear the Path card, and we also had the Emerging Dawn card. So what I could see from this in association with today's energy is there's something here about like a peak or the highest point was reached in regard to something. And a lot of times the Peaks Reached card talks about celebrating achievements, savoring triumph, climbing to a higher height, and achieving something. But it looks like in relation to the energy that's on the table, guys, something here has reached its limit or its peak. Okay? And then we have the Clear the Path card. This is what made me take that card in that way. With Clear the Path, this has to do about the journey ahead and discovering things. There is something that in order for it to be discovered, something needs to be clear. Something needs to be understood, cleared in order for the path to be clear. Okay? So looks like there was a stopping point in the investigation or with the case that requires some more information or something to help clear the path. Okay. I saw a lot of duality coming out in the pre-poll as well. But then we had the Emerging Dawn card. This was up next. And this one talks about trusting that for every ending, there's a beginning. For every ending is a beginning in disguise. So it looks like even though maybe the investigation hit like a stopping point and some information needs to come out in order to clear the path for it to move forward or for them to understand what's happening here. What looks like an ending is actually going to be a beginning. So what I mean by that is it looks like a stopping point, but it looks like maybe there's some information that these two feminine energies that I mentioned earlier in the video might be able to provide that helps to clear the path or open the pathway up so that there can be more understanding about what has happened here. So it looks like these two feminine energies, even though they didn't stay for the second half of the party, there is some sort of information that they have that might be able to help this investigation or case. Okay, so we're going to ask Spirit about the truth of this, like what is really going on here. And I'm being careful about like what questions I ask, guys, in case I am picking up on an actual case, okay, and not just something metaphorical. So I'm not asking a lot of specific details about names, people, places, just kind of getting an idea of what this reading is about. And I'm definitely going to ask Spirit, like, okay, what do those who resonate with today's energy need to do here? Like, why are we reading about this? So right now, Spirit is going to tell us a little bit about the truth of this. We have the Sorry card in the upright. Something about an apology or eternal regret. Oh, wow. Miss you in the upright. Miss, wait, eager. Spirit, can you clarify on those two energies here? Taboo in the upright. Okay, this one talks about limit, crime, forbidden love, and
curiosity. This could be relating to the energy associated with this party or event. Wow. I'm picking up somebody is like in eternal regret about something, more so than an apology. Somebody is in eternal regret about something. Something that they were maybe eager to participate in that was taboo, or something associated with something they were eager to engage with, participate in, be a part of. And now they're feeling sorry that they got involved with it. That could be the two feminine energies I picked up on. Maybe that's really speaking to what has happened here with this crime, because I see the masculine and the feminine here. This is giving me the masculine detective and the feminine energy that I picked up that the detective or investigator was kind of had feelings for. It's like I'm looking at the two of them here dealing with this horrible situation. But, you know, this is kind of coming out like a novel, guys. This is wild. So it looks like there's something that this feminine energy was eager to engage with and is now in a state of like massive regret over engaging with this party, this situation, even going for half of it. Even though they missed all the other stuff on the other end of it, they're super sorry they did this. And then we have the crime, okay? Forbidden love, curiosity, and crime card. It's due to what has occurred here. So it looks like the truth is somebody feels really bad about ever being involved with this situation to any extent in the first place. I think that's what I'm picking up on. Let's see what we got. We got something here about money popping up. I can see that in the deck. Oh, popped up again. Finances, they were in reverse. Somebody's finances were in reverse. Somebody might have been having money problems, work issues. Somebody's success or fortune may have been on the line associated with what happened here at this event. Okay. What is the truth, Spirit, about what has happened here? Oh, look at this. Key people. There are some key people associated with what has happened here. Something coming up about finances, like money was a factor maybe in why all of these energies were unalived. Money might have been a factor, and then we're being shown in the cards here, there's some key people that are the core or root issue with what happened here. So it looks like with the investigation, they are looking for some key or core people. They might be examining DNA associated with like glasses, drinks, utensils, things that were at this event to understand more about who was there, maybe fingerprints. Okay. It's like it was a party where there was alcohol being served. That may have had something to do. Maybe somebody got really, really intoxicated, and that had something to do with what happened here. What is the truth, Spirit? This one wanted to flip. Message in reverse. It's like some sort of message that someone was not able to get out. We have communication records, call records, instant messages. Oh, okay. They are investigating some key people associated with what happened here. And they are looking at call records, they're looking at text messages, maybe instant messages, DMs, any kind of communication that is digital. They're taking a look at that. It's in reverse. Something's going on though, because it's in reverse. It's like they're not able to access it, don't have enough of it, or it's not telling. But it's like they're trying to look into that. They're trying to understand who these key people are associated with what happened here. Maybe there's a money trail, but somebody's finances or money may have had something to do with the people that were unalived at this event, or associated with what, like what happened at this party. Might have something to do with money, wealth, finance, fortune, success. Let's see. Here, we'll just pull a few more cards and then we're going to go over here to the character oracle and see what we have, and we're going to close out. Because I'm not going to go too deep into this. Yeah, somebody walked off from this. Single, isolation, independent, alone. It could be also that somebody was isolated or moved into an isolated state surrounding this, maybe because they have information on this, or because they're one of the key people that's part of the core issue or the core problem. So this might be a masculine or somebody associated with what happened at this party that's walking around free. Okay. Nobody knows who that person is yet, and they're trying to understand who that person is. So it might be one person. We have the single card. Could be one person, or it could be some people who are isolated at this time. Let's get one more card, Spirit. We're going to move into the next deck. One more card, please. Let's see. We have one more card. Might not be another one. Okay, I heard moving to the next deck. Somebody might be a singer, a performer, or maybe part of the music industry. Yikes. I don't know, guys. This is pretty weird. I don't know if this is something that came out in the media, like the news, or maybe it's being hidden from the media. I don't know what's happening here. It's some people that didn't walk out of this party. That's what we could see. Let's have the character deck here and see if we can learn a little bit about the characters involved with this story. Right off the bat, we have somebody who is like, I can see in the deck, somebody who's like kind of disguising who they are or cloaking a performance. Somebody who's viewed as a king or something. You can see the detective's energy in here, Spirit. Tell us more about the characters involved in this. Who threw this party, Spirit? Who threw this party? Whose party is this? Let's see. Who threw this party? Messages on who threw this party? Or what energy was surrounding the party? Whatever you can tell us. Oh, but it was in reverse. A diviner in reverse. You gotta be kidding me. Seer of the unseen, foresight, insight, cosmic connection. This is in reverse. So either this is somebody who is not protected, or this is somebody who dabbles in the arts, guys. This is a person that does divination. Was at least one of the people involved in throwing this event or involved in what happened here. Wow. Is the diviner, Spirit, is the diviner like somebody who was at the party? Or are they just somebody who was involved in what happened here? Clarification on the diviner. Give us the character. Who is the diviner? Might be a masculine. Might not be a woman. It might be a masculine who operates primarily out of their feminine energy. Potentially an influencer. Somebody who is an influencer or influences something. This is in reverse. Wow. Trendsetter, content creator, follower, online influencer. This is somebody who might be, oh no, swindler, master of deception, hypocrisy, disguise, conspiracy. Now, guys, this could be someone who actually like has, a social media channel or whatever. This could also just be somebody who influences others in a different way. Okay. Somebody who practices divination in reverse. So they use the arts in a low vibrational manner. And they also utilize the information they have to influence something. And they're also a swindler. So there's some kind of like criminal. And here we go. Look at the money thing again. Look at this. We were talking about finances. It's the finances card. And here's more money. Look at that. It's like something going on with this event or party. Maybe there was people who have money who were there, or this swindler, an influencer who's also an upside down diviner, is somebody who's really concerned with utilizing the art of disguise, hypocrisy, and deception to gain money. Oh, wow. They might be homeless. I picked up they're on the move. They're moving around. Wow. I keep picking up somebody who does something like performance like, something having to do with performance or music potentially. This could be past, present, or future energy, guys. This could be something that pops up on the media at a later point in time. If it does, I will definitely pull this reading back up and refer to it. Wow, animal shaman? What the heck? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, somebody. Uh-oh. You see this word here? Mm-hmm. Sacrifice. That wouldn't shock me if this is like some like industry stuff. And then look what's happening. They're leaving town. They're gone. Look at that. Seeker of horizons, adventure experience, long journey. Oh yeah, they're going on a long journey, all right. They're not coming back from that one. They're out of here. Maybe they burn something down too to hide evidence. But it could be some form of a sacrifice, or they might have burned something down to hide evidence. This is crazy. Looks like if this person is a diviner, they might have done some sort of ritual or something like that. Like to some sort of like animal spirits or something. There's an Avenger energy here, guys. This energy is going to face justice. Whatever energy was involved in what happened at this event is going to face justice. That's why they're running. That's why the travel card popped up. Anything else we need to know out of here before we get out of this energy? Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I like the bartender. If you're looking for me. Looks like, because he came out in reverse, guys. All right. There might have been something in them drinks. Watch your drinks. Don't just let anybody fix your drinks. There might have been something in those drinks. Oh, this is not good energy. This party went way south. Maybe the drinks were the issue. Remember that I said the drinks card came up? And I was like, oh yeah, they're probably serving alcohol at this party. Then the bartender pops up upside down. We're in the character deck. Oh no. Upside down clergy. I'm sure I don't have to explain that, right? Guardians of faith, religion, morality, compassion, sacred mission. This is inverted. Might be this is weird. Might be not necessarily religious, but some sort of inverted cult organization group. Okay, or somebody might have been part of some inverted cult organization or group that was involved with this. We have clown energy. Okay, this has to do with performance masking. Somebody was masking, potentially an elder. This was in reverse, associated with this, you know, uh, cult organization or group. Somebody considered an elder or of high position who's an inverted spiritual seeker may have had something to do with what happened at this party. Yeah, because they feel like they're a knight or a keeper of honor, but really what they did was just criminal. Wow. Okay. So we have somebody here who's like a sociopathic energy, like they feel like they're doing the right thing, or defending some sort of code or honor, but really they're just a criminal who unalived a bunch of people. Is that what's going on here? Oh, let's go on ahead and pull from the story cubes. I'm not even going to tarot. I could pull a couple. I don't even really want to do it. This is the handwritten deck. Let me see how much time I have. I got a minute. Let's go to the handwritten deck. Let's pull a little bit of energy here. I don't want to make this too long, honestly, because this energy is wild. And we'll pull a couple story cubes. Somebody might be 24, or something may have happened in 24 hours. Something may be about to happen in 24 hours. Number 6 might also be something that you're seeing. 66, 66, 666, something like that. Yikes. Let's see what we got here. Spirit messages here. Somebody with the first, middle, last initial H. Somebody in isolation. There's the isolation card again. Yeah, okay, so somebody's overly consumed in a controversy. Somebody says, come to me, my love. That might be this interaction between this investigator and this feminine energy. Watch out. Somebody needs to be careful about something. Okay. Bottom of the deck, first, middle, last initial Z. 810 area code. Somebody needs to tune in and tap in. What else do we have? Yeah, somebody's angry and frustrated. Pisces energy on the table. Somebody might be a Pisces. What else do we have, Spirit, associated with this message today? Anything that would help the collectives to identify with whether this is their message or just generally what the heck is going on? Ooh, let's see. We got a clump here. First, middle, last initial S. Maybe we can chill. I want something more heavy on this energy with this masculine investigator. We have F, first, middle, last. We also, let's put this here. What are our letters here? SFH. Somebody's initials could be SFH. Or somebody's initials could be SZF or FSZ, HFC or HSZ. Okay. Somebody might be a Pisces. What else do we have here? Let's see. Yep, isolation popped back out. Somebody's in isolation. There's an individual out here walking around in these streets that is getting ready to hit the road due to what they know. First, middle, last initial V, SVH, SFB. Weird. Somebody's sleeping on something. Somebody's sleepy. Somebody's tired. Somebody's been through a lot and they're tired. What else do we have, Spirit? Other messages for the collectives. Anything else we need to know? Thank you. Yeah, they're running because of the accusations. Somebody might be getting accused of doing something they didn't do because they were at this event. Top card, first, middle, last initial E. SEV, FES, FES, HES, SEF, SEV, ZEP. I don't know. I don't know if those are initials or someone's name. I don't know. Nickname, maybe? The name of a person, place, or a thing. Get open when you see the letters. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the name of a person. It could be a person, place, or thing. Now we have the letter B. Maybe. Is there a town called maybe? Maybe this, maybe that. Beverly. Beth, Bev, EVB. Evie, initial, last name, B? I don't know. Oh my goodness, look at this. Run as far as you can. Somebody is getting the heck away from this. You might be getting encouraged to get the heck away from this. Look at the time to travel card. I can't make this stuff up. 7-Eleven. Somebody went to a 7-Eleven making assumptions. Somebody's prideful and making assumptions. Somebody's angry. More about the music industry or music. Somebody is pissed. Somebody feels like they're right. Somebody feels like someone else is wrong. Let's go to the next deck here and just see what might be popping out. And then we're going to go on ahead, grab a couple story cubes and close this out here. Any closing messages for the collectives on this? Closing messages on the collectives. What do we have? Closing messages here. Okay. Yep, financial security. Somebody could be running off. There are weird situations where people have, I don't know why this just popped up in my mind. People who have insurance policies and things on others who they have like familial ties with, but they're not actually close, but they can prove familial ties, or they have agreements to have like policies on each other because they work together. That's a thing. That is a thing. So it could be something going on here with like some sort of financial scam or scheme. I don't know, that has to do with, people not making it out of a situation, and then somebody gets paid money and then you know, they just walk off into the sunset type energy. I don't know. Yeah, move with caution, bad vibes. Wow. All right, Spirit. A few more messages so we can close out. Anything else here? Might be something here about somebody's financial security and why they did this. Yeah, somebody's tired, need more rest. Somebody is exhausted. Whatever's been going on here, they've been super tired. Okay, let's move these out the way. I just want to close out here with a few story cubes, and we're going to call it a day. Let's just grab 3. Thank you, Spirit. Somebody's depressed this summer. Somebody's dealing with depression this summer. We are in the summertime season. When this video was made, badminton. Huh. Somebody's into sports of some kind. Depression, summer, badminton. Maybe somebody actually plays badminton. There are people who actually play that. That could be. Or it could be representative of somebody who's into some sort of like hand-eye contact sports. Something is happening during the summer that's making somebody really depressed. All of this energy popped up just here today, and we are in the summer season, guys. So I don't know. I'm not going to go any further. I'm not going to dig in certain areas just because the energy is not great and the nature of the topic. But if you do resonate to this, as I mentioned before, I would not put information in the chat, and I would not email about that. You need to speak to the right people about that. But definitely sending supportive energy if in any way, shape, or form you've been affected by the energy that came out in the reading today. Also, for those of you who this doesn't resonate at all, which hopefully is most of you, just sticking around for the story. Sometimes it's just the story that's intriguing or interesting as the energy comes up, and it may not be something we necessarily relate to, but we are curious and intrigued by the story, and that's okay too, guys. So don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. But I want to send so much love and light to the collectives on this day. Thank you for being with me for another reading. I will definitely be back with you for another reading. I'm going to get on live. Probably this weekend, I'll get on there and do a couple lives so that way I can connect with everybody. Be sure to check us out on TikTok. Ora-gen _lightworker. Of course, with the @ in front. You can find us over there. You can find more content. That's where the live videos are happening right now. And on top of it, you can subscribe to be closer to the collectives, the messages, and high vibrational energy by subscribing to our 1 tier over there. You get exclusive content, interaction in the collectives, and you get to ask for cards to be pulled on the live readings. So definitely go and check us out over there, guys. I want to send so much love and light to you and hope that you have an amazing rest of your week, no matter when you found this message. Guys, my name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen Channel. And I do look forward to being with you in the next reading. Love and light, guys.